delicious message for those who align with this video, which is about the state of this verge, this precipice that you are on in your life, that you can feel energetically and that you know is like about to pop into your 3D reality. Like, I'm here to tell you that that is real, that that is true, that like your ability to feel the alive energy of the future timeline such that you can feel it coming in advance, like that's a real ability. And the deeper that we can embody our trust in knowing the feeling of those timelines showing themselves to us and knowing the realness of these potential timelines. And, you know, not to get sucked off in too big a rabbit hole here around time, but as we expand into our wholeness and we allow more of our higher self to inhabit our everyday consciousness, we expand into a place that is, you know, the 5D, the quantum, like, doesn't matter what you call it. It's the place where anything is possible. It's the place where you're the creator of your own reality, and if you can imagine it, then it exists. And it's not about the time that it takes to build something, it's about alignment. It's about the finding the feeling of this future timeline and being someone who is a match to walking into that moment. You know, like when we see the future, it can be, or like things that we want in the future, manifestations, or, you know, relationships, or job, or house, or, you know, money. Like, what it doesn't, it does, every single carat of anything that we ever want in the physical is an invitation to spiritual development, is an invitation to dig deeper into you're a creator. Anything that you want, like, it's real, it exists, and it's a matter of lining up the energy. And so then it's a question of like, okay, so then how do you do that? You know, like, skip the freaking fluff, like, tell me how to do it. And that's my speed, and I'm all about it. And I want to talk a little bit about this, like finding the feeling of the doneness of these future timelines you can see, trusting that it's real. You are like, the future is talking to you. That's what's going on. And I know that that sounds hard to digest depending on how many times you've tried to eat it. But when you are a full blown match to your own knowing of your intuitive voice, and like you've got a crescendo of evidence that shows that your intuition is leading you into magic, you know, that like you can trust it. You can. And so this whole crescendo moment of this, what is going to feel much like a miracle, just an everyday universal blessing that's about to pop off into your 3D reality. It's like, what is actually happening here? Because truly, the blessing exists the whole time. Okay? Like the frequency, the experience, the moment of rendezvousing with a thing, like that is a forever possibility that is always available. It's just on the buffet. And the significance is in the reflection of the process of you lining up with that energetically. And it's important that we know about this process of lining up the energy because it speeds it up. It collapses time out of the equation. And, you know, that's a place to just tread a little bit with caution as far as the urge to speed anything up is often coming from like a discomfort that we have. And so this ability to kind of like fast forward through time, through like the time restriction of the 3D by accessing the possibility through the future timeline of like the quantum, like when we will look in on the doneness of that moment and then be a match to it, you know, embody the realness of it. And I want to get like a really specific example of like what I mean by that, as far as, let's say let's just say that you knew, like, okay, I'm going to paint like a picture as succinctly as I can. You're somebody who has not had a job for a little while. So, like, one of the things that is like most present as far as like wanting to manifest something is like, I want to manifest income. I want a job. I want something to do with my mind. I want to like work with people. It'd be cool to get paid. Like, there's a lot to that. That'd be neat. Been a while since I've been there and I want to go back. I want that thing. And in the in between of like haven't manifested the job yet, it's easy to slide between future potential timelines based on how you're focusing in any moment, because there are moments where it's easy to get sucked into worry, like, what if I never find a job? We can catastrophize like quickly, and get down that rabbit hole and get a momentum going and like spiral into this place that like really doesn't feel good. We can also, though, like, in a morning that's like sunny and delicious and warm, and we've got like our favorite iced coffee and we are sitting on our porch and the birds are singing and it's so gorgeous and we got nothing going on today, so I just get to be a yes to whatever I want. And there's like such a deep peace, and from that place being able to access like this highest possible version of like what my human can imagine is the best that's possible. What's my highest excitement? What is my greatest joy? Not the most pleasure, but joy. Like coming through as like an illumination of my soul that's like shining out from my vessel because I am loving my life to that extent. Like, what does that version of my life look like? And to tune into that. And in that version, okay, and through that place, you get a message that's like, the job is on its way. It's on its way. Totally. And you can feel the team, you can feel the people, you can feel how fun it is, you can feel how meaningful the work is, you can feel that it's on its way. In that moment, you can sense that future timeline. And then you go home and you get the mail and there's a bill for the dentist appointment that you like didn't plan to have because you broke a crown on a crunchy Cheeto or some stupid thing where like, reality sets in. And at that moment, like, you get to witness a reflection of the strength of your pause, because you can get sucked back into the scarcity of I have a bill and no income. Or you can rest easy holding that bill because my job's on its way. Like, I don't need to worry about this. I have, so many moments of the future basically needs to soothe us, and it's in that the future soothing you, like when you will believe it such that you are relaxed in knowing that it's on its way. I don't need to worry about that because I can see what's right around the corner. And since that's right around the corner, I have nothing to worry about in this moment. And close that loop between, that version of you that has the job. Like, she's not trying to manifest the job. She got it. So you need to feel like you have it right now. And so to collapse the time out of the equation is about finding that feeling of like, how does that future self feel? And then finding that feeling in this now moment. And, you can apply that to like literally anything. It's like, whether you want a relationship or money or experience, career, like impact, purpose, like fill in the blank with anything that our human can desire. And the answer comes back every single time to like being invited to access even more of our creative power. And the thing about the people who have found this message is that you have accessed a deeper level of your creative power, and you have like popped open a new layer of being the creator of your reality, knowing how to hold a future timeline on purpose and choosing it based on your own sovereignty. choosing it based on when I feel that one in my system, that's the best one I can feel. And I know that I'm an extension of the divine, and my life is supposed to be good for me. That's how I best serve the highest good of the all, is by allowing my highest good to actualize in body, right? To be it, to let it shine out of my vessel. I can't give anything to anybody that I am not. So first I will be, and then I will shine with being, right? You're fragrant with your being. And that's really the whole job. Okay. So here's the thing about this moment of like something is about to pop off in our reality, and like, what's the action step of this moment? Surrender to trust that that is real. And since it is real, how do you choose to approach this day? You know, is there anything that you're doing to like kill time? Because you don't have time to kill. Like, if that's anything in the ballpark of like, there's just kind of busy work or hustling or just kind of keeping yourself busy, try to get into rest as much as possible, because soon you will be busy with purpose. And it will be so enlivening that it will be a cycle of exertion. That's what's right around the corner. And in this time, your most wise approach towards readying for that very real reality is rest. Rest up. Get your ish in order, right? Like, catch up your laundry, give yourself some clean sheets, like do a couple things like that to like nest yourself up, because there is a birth of self that is about to transpire. And when that is happening, when you are in like the contractions and the growth of life, that's really not the time to be like, doing the spring cleaning and cleaning out a closet or two here and there, and like, like getting caught up on things. Like, no, it'll be a time of like riding the wave of creation, and that's what's coming, and that's so exciting. And so, knowing that that's what's on its way, how do you show up in this day? How do you surrender to that future that you know is real? And let it be real, because you declare that it is. You can feel it. Really what's crescendoing in this moment is your self-trust, right? You can feel it. And there is such a journey with our intuition that begins with like, are you even trying to hear it? Right? Do you even believe that it's a thing that you should be trying to hear? And we're well past that, right? Like, yes, it's valuable. Yes, I want to hear it. Yes, I practice hearing it. Yes, I practice turning down other noise so that I can hear it better. Yes, I practice collecting the information that it gives me and getting better and better at trying to make sense of what even is the information that it's giving me. And we're reaching this crescendo of like, I can feel the directionality of this consistent stream of intuition. I'm listening so frequently that I've collected such a steady thread of direction that it's easy to trust. It's easy to trust what I can feel is true. And that is a beautiful moment. That is like a privilege of a moment for a human being to get to feel that way, to get to experience that level of self-trust and the peace that it affords. Right? Like, when you trust, and like self-trust in my mind like boils down to trusting that you can trust your intuition. Period. That voice of inner knowing. Can you trust it? Right there. That's all self-trust is. And so we start small. We gather the evidence. We get better and better at listening. We get better and better at acting in real time on these nudges of our intuition. And eventually we have merged with a more whole version of ourselves, where self-trust is what is natural. Right? Like, you can feel your body. You can, my friend told me the other day, and it got stuck in my head, like our nervous system is the oracle. Like, you can feel in your body exactly where it's trying to guide you, and it's effortless to listen and act accordingly. And so when we feel the peace of this future that is 100% on its way, how will we anchor that peace inside of ourselves today, letting ourselves rest any underlying worry that is solved, knowing that that is what is the future? You know, like if you know for a fact that your job is about to click into place in this example, in this analogy, you know for a fact that that's what's right around the corner. Why would you spend today worrying if you're maybe going to get a job or maybe not? You wouldn't, right? You wouldn't do that. You would conclude that loop. You would know that it's tomorrow and or soon, you know, like what I'm sensing as far as this like about to pop off is like this future timeline that is about to make itself known in your physical reality is like a 9 months pregnant potential. Like we have surpassed the is this viable, is it not stage. Like, no, it's freaking full term and it's about to show itself to you. And so knowing that that's what's coming, how do you rest today? How do you ready your plate? How do you clear your plate? How do you let go of any priorities that don't match that version of you? You know, get yourself ready for what you know is on its way and delight in how easy that makes its arrival, because at that point you're ready, right? Like you're fully ready and you're rested and you're excited and you're expectant. And that is positioned for magic.